The annual assemblies of the AFDB came to an end yesterday on a positive note. If one wishes in any case the prospect of growth of the African economy with an increase of 3.4% of GDP this year and 4.3% for 2018. The meeting also examined agriculture, a sector which has been called to support as Africa holds 65% of all cultivated arable land.
Well, the event ended with calls from the different participants to unlock the huge agricultural potential for overall development of the continent. And in his concluding press conference, the president of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, said with 65% of the world's uncultivated land, Africa will determine the future of food for the world. There is gold in the dirt if only we will see it. He further said one of the results of this meeting is that we have collectively seen the need to make dramas, not just documentaries about agriculture, so as to engage a younger audience. Wide-ranging deliberations on agriculture, food security, energy and trade and investments, as well as deepening relations with India, were held during the meetings organized for the first time in India. Afolake Oyinloye joins us now from Ahmedabad, India, to talk about this event. Good morning, Afolake. The meeting has ended with calls to unlock the agricultural potential of the continent and create wealth. This would take more than a meeting. So how do they intend to go about this?
In line with the central prescribed theme, transforming agriculture for wealth creation in Africa, most of the high-level meetings explore how India and Africa can achieve their shared goal of rural and agricultural transformation, which would go a long way in reducing rural poverty and improving the quality of lives of rural people, all through a working partnership. India, for instance, is a leading example for its green revolution. Africa can indeed learn from this to reduce poverty and create employment. I'd like to mention that the bank in Africa alone is investing $24 billion into agriculture. And furthermore, the governors took time to convey their approval of many banks' initiatives like attracting more investment for youth in agriculture and the implementation of the bank's group jobs for youth in Africa initiative, and the bank's key role in the new deal for energy in Africa, which aims at providing millions of households with electricity by 2025.
And Afolake, let's talk about India's partnership with Africa on this goal. What form would it be? Is it financial or technical assistance?
A series of regional sessions on India, like the West Africa Economic Cooperation, India Central and South Africa Forum on Connectivity, Indian East Africa Business Forum, and then we had the Indian North Africa Trade Forum also featured prominently in the knowledge of events of the meetings. In addition, a special session on India-Japan cooperation for the development of Africa was held under the aegis of Japan External Trade Organization. And then you had the Japan International Cooperation Agency and Japan Bank for International Cooperation in cooperation with their partners organization in India on the promotion of African business through private-public partnership between Japan and India in support of African businesses. There was also a ministerial roundtable discussion which dwelt on developing partnership between Africa and Asia trade and capital flows between the two continents, entrepreneurship, private sector development in Africa, Asian lessons on human capital and technology in development, as well as regional cooperation and transboundary challenges also came up for discussion. Other activities include bilateral meetings and briefings by organizations and businesses, as well as expositions which were held on the sidelines of the meeting. To cap it all, the bank also signed a series of project funding agreements and memorandum of understanding with governments of Gujarat State, South Sudan, and a number of other African countries.